Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here with some more Hearthstone, and this time it's Battle of the Bans. Pick 4 cards, your opponent will ban one of them, then we'll make you a deck full of the cards remaining. There are 2 levels of strategy in this brawl. The first layer is picking the 4 cards that you're going to be using for your deck. The deck needs to be flexible enough to survive one of your cards being removed. The other layer of strategy is picking the card to ban from your opponent's deck. You need to pick the card that you think will have the most impact on their strategy, and gives you the highest chance to win. What makes this interesting is that you can only see 3 of the cards when you're selecting which one to ban. The 4th card is a mystery card, and that provides a bit of the unknown. Do you go with something that you know that they have, or do you get rid of the mystery card, getting rid of something that you don't know, but also knowing what the other cards in your opponent's deck is? I got my first win with a kind of Goblin Bomb Hunter deck, and then I got my second win with this selection. Pyros for a minion that keeps coming back, Unstable Portal for a bit of randomness, Effigy so that I can get back those minions that I get from Unstable Portal as different minions, and Explosive Runes so that I can blast opponents into oblivion who decide to play lots of minions. It's a wide gambit that I'm going for, and it's likely not going to work beyond that win that I got. But let's give it a go! There are some really powerful combinations that you can see when you have a deck that is entirely of 4 cards, or 3 cards as the case may be, because you get rid of one of them. We'll probably see most of them as we queue up here. Will I win? Let's find out.
Khadgar versus Lunara.
We have likely stumbled across one of the more powerful card combinations. There is a high chance that this opponent is going to be a Jade Druid, and if that's so, we're in some serious bother, because Jade is extremely powerful in this brawl. Let us see which card my opponent chooses to get rid of. I'm curious as to what their thinking is here. They see these cards and go, what is my opponent planning here? They might get rid of Pyros if they can see Pyros. No! Unstable Portal is the one to go. Well, we have the choice of Tortolan Forager, Ironhide Direhorn, Landscaping, or the Mystery card. I'm going to get rid of Landscaping. 2 of my opponent's cards are gone. As to what that Mystery card is, I've no idea. But I think I'm going to coin out a Pyros. A 2-2 for 2 that's going to come back as a 6-6 for 6. A very versatile minion. We can later do things like Effigy to, there's a Tortolan Forager. That's fine. I will gladly trade. And play another Pyros, just to keep the board. There we go. And then, Pyros number 2. You thought I was done with Pyros. No. There is more. My opponent is probably going to, yep, Tortolan Forager again, because I got rid of my opponent's, Claw. That is your other card. Probably so that you can get some armor, and so that you can, deal damage directly, and do a bit of trading. It's not a bad card to see. We will trade again, and I think I will Explosive Runes here. If my opponent's going to play a really expensive minion from that Tortolan Forager, I want it to be gone. There's the Tortolan Forager, and there's 6 damage. 2 and 4. And another Tortolan Forager. You're going to have a lot of really expensive minions, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to deal with all of them. But I'll try. You're looking at what you got. I'm curious as to when you're going to play them, probably as soon as possible. Without the unstable portals, I have a bit of an issue. It's not a major issue though. I can deal with it. Do I want to play my last Pyros right now? No, I probably want to play, not Effigy just yet. I will play explosive runes again. My opponent knows that that's going to be explosive runes, unless of course they've seen that I have effigy. Oh, and there goes that. Kapow! That was made by the Tortolan Forager. And I think a Pyros and another explosive runes will be a good idea. I only have so many of these though. I'm gonna have to rely on the Pyroses to start trading with the, well, there goes another Tortolan Forager. Explodified! I'm slowly dealing damage to my opponent. Slowly. Tortolan Forager number... Well, that's a lot of Tortolan Foragers. Are you going to trade? That is an interesting question. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. Yep, wouldn't be surprised if you do not. So I think I'm going to do that, and I think a effigy and explosive runes is a good plan here. There we go. And then I'll play Pyros next turn. I won't have anything to do with the additional point of mana. My opponent has a really full, and there goes that. Might want to kill that actually. Then again, I could use the fact that I'm going to get a 6-drop when this dies to my advantage. But my opponent will get a 5/5. I think I will trade and play this. The downside, of course, is that if my opponent has lots of them, I'm going to be in some serious bother. At least I can now play Pyros and ping next turn. Siege Engine! Well, that's gone. Kapow! And a Shapeshift. You're likely going to hit face here. I'm not doing so well health-wise, but things are about to change, because I will have Pyros here. And I'm not going to play the 2-cost Pyros, because I don't want that to be effigied. I could always keep playing effigy and keep getting different 6-cost minions. That would be quite silly. I might do that. There's a giant mastodon. Oh dear. That is less good. Good chance my opponent's just going to go face with that. In fact, there is a very high chance my opponent is going to go face with that, because that's 6, that's 8, that's 10, that is 11 damage. It's safe to say that my opponent is victorious. Well played.
Well played.
My strategy there was a little too slow.
Well done.
With Unstable Portal, I might have been able to have done better, but it was gone. But I did clear a daily, and that's always good. Let's queue up again, shall we? Maybe Unstable Portal will be the hidden card next time round. I think the cards that are visible and the card that isn't is random every time that you queue up. But I did expect that opponent to be a Jade Druid, and they weren't.
Khadgar versus Malfurion.
This opponent might be a Jade Druid though.
Knowledge.
So we have Unstable Portal, Pyros, and Effigy. I'll keep all of this. I do get to pick which card gets removed first, which is an advantage. But I don't have a turn 1 play, which is a disadvantage. I believe Jade Idol is a card that is not available. Ooh! Naturalize Branching Paths and the Mystery card. And Mechathune. You know what? I think we'll get rid of Naturalize. Naturalize is likely how you're going to try and mill me, and make sure that Mechathune is destroyed. But you have 10 Mechathunes. Were you hoping that I get rid of Mechathune? And there goes Effigy. That's fine. This is certainly an interesting matchup.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Fellow seeker of truth.
How are you? Do you have a turn 1 play? I'm curious as to if you do. You might have the Living Root spell. That'd be a good way to take the board early if Naturalize was removed. Effigy's not the worst card to get rid of. I do still have Explosive Runes and Unstable Portal. Probably Unstable Portal on turn 2. Just so that I can see if I can get something good. Let's go! Do I want to get another card? You know what? Let's get another card, shall we? Another Pyros! I'm gonna have a lot of Pyroses by the time this is done. Ah, Lesser Jasper Spellstone is what you have, and then you'll be, okay, I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing. You use the Spellstone to get rid of minions, and then you use the branching paths to get lots of armor, and then get rid of minions. It's not a bad strategy, and then you have Mecha'thun to deal with really big threats. Explosive Runes is going to be less than effective here. But if you do want to destroy this, I will get another Pyros, a 6/6 one. You could also use branching paths to get lots of armor if you're playing against a really aggressive deck. There's the Jasper Spellstone. Getting rid of Pyros. And Shapeshift. Maybe I'll have to rely on my Unstable Portals to get victory here. That's not one of them. But I do have 2 more of these. I get the feeling my hand might end up full of Pyroses when all is said and done. It's better that the Spellstone is here than the Naturalize. He does only have so many of them after all. And once he's gone with them, they're gone. Another Shapeshift. Slowly my health is being whittled away. I think this time a Pyros and an Explosive Runes. Just playing that in advance, just so that I can get rid of it out of my hand. Next turn I'm going to play a 6/6, and you haven't gained that much armor, but you will be able to gain armor. Though you will have the problem that you know there are at least 3 more Pyroses to take care of. And that's a lot of Pyros. Also, the first Mecha'thun you play is going to take 6 damage. And then the next 3 Mecha'thuns that you play are also going to take 6 damage. Branching paths. Gain armor. Draw a card. Okay. And then get rid of this Pyros. That's fine. My threats keep coming back. Well played. And I think my opponent realized that. They weren't going away. So victory was never guaranteed. I got a win, which is awesome. Can I get another one? Chances are no. Because if I'm going to face a Jade Druid, it's probably going to be now. You'd think that Druid's the only class that's played here, but no, there are others.
Khadgar versus Uther.
Like this Paladin here.
With honor. Knowledge
Effigy,
is power.
Explosive Runes, Pyros, Explosive Runes. I'm going to get rid of this Explosive Runes. And get a Pyros. Now, what are you going to get rid of?
Greetings, fellow seeker of truth.
How are you today? We have the same card back. Goodbye, Explosive Runes. Hello, Unstable Portal. Now, do I want to get rid of Glowtron, Kangor's Endless Army, Rusty Recycler, or the Mystery card? Glowtron is a really good turn 1 play. I'm going to get rid of the early play here. I don't want you to start off with a really powerful board, or a really powerful Glowtron that just keeps getting better. Let's start as we mean to go on though. Unstable portals everywhere! And a 3-1 with Divine Shield. That's pretty good. You can, of course, hero power. And then I think I will unstable portal again. Why not? And get a Saronite Taskmaster. That's not good value for mana, but I'll take it. The 0-3 taunt that my opponent will get when this dies, not the best. But what can you do? We can use the 2-3 to trade here and keep this 3-1 alive. And unstable portal once again. Ooh, if only I had a dragon. For now, that is a 4 mana 8-4, which is pretty impressive. Hero power once again. Do I want to play a 4 mana 8-4? Yes. It also has a pretty awesome entrance animation. That's a pretty strong minion. Also, look at all that fire. Are you sure you're okay? You're probably on fire. I could use the 8-4 to trade into this. And only give my opponent 2 health, and then hit you a bit. I think, Effigy might be good here. And another unstable portal. Ooh, web spinner. Why not? I don't mind getting a random beast. Better than a 1-1. Oh! Now I believe the 3-cost minion was played first. So I get that. And there's the 0-3 to contend with. This is a little awkward because the 8-1 will most certainly perish. But maybe I can get something that will help me. That's not going to help me right now, but it will help me eventually. Let us for now do this and play these 2 2-2s. Get rid of the 0-3, and I think I will actually keep the Gnomragon infantry alive and hit you for 1. That is going to deal 1 damage to all other characters, including him. Kangor's Endless Army to get another 2-6. There we go. Now, I could Mosh Og Enforcer here. And I think I will. As well as another unstable portal. Ooh. Yes. That's a good one. Every time this survives damage, I get a 2-2 ghoul. And next turn, that will perish, regardless if he chooses to attack or not. A 2-14 is going to be a bit of an obstacle. A huge obstacle. There's a second missile launcher combined with that one. Not a bad idea. Now that is going to take some damage, like that, and then I will get a 2-2 ghoul. And another 2-2 ghoul. And they do kill each other. I can now, trade here. Hit you in the face some. And then I think I will Hyros and Hyros. There we go. Now you can Kangor's Endless Army again. That's going to give you quite a lot of really powerful mechs though. And they're all going to start just clearing the board with all of their missiles. And of course, life-stealing as well. Methinks I might be in some bother here. And by bother I mean, oh my, a lot of bother. Let's trade here. So that Effigy is pretty decent. That said, I am in a bit of bother. If they get rid of the Mosh Og Enforcer, that is an 8-cost minion. Now, do I want to trade? Yes, actually I do. I do want to trade just in case he decides to Kangor's Endless Army again and get even more stuff. Chances are high. There we go. A 5-4. Not the best one that I could get. Are we going to see another Endless Army? We might. I'm likely going to lose to this opponent, but it's a really interesting deck to see. And guess what? We saw no Jade Druid. I thought we would. That's a lot of rusty recyclers. A lot of them. Now, what do I do to counter this? I think an effigy and another Pyros. Eventually my opponent will run out of Kangor's Endless Armies. I'm not going to be running out of Pyroses for quite a while though. No trading. Another missile launcher connected up there. And just going face. Does make sense. You know that I have effigy. 1 point of damage there. And 1 point of damage there too. And more lifesteal. More Pyroses. I think it's a good idea to do this and trade. So that I have a 10-10 Pyros. Not that it's really going to do very much, because he has an unlimited wall of life-gaining, missile-spewing mechs. Unless I'm really lucky. No, I'm not. There are some 6-10s and 4-4s. Methinks this might be very, very over. Oh, they also have lifesteal as well. I forgot about that. Can I pull a miracle with a Pyros? The answer is nay. Well played. A fine deck indeed, and a great strategy. But I think it's over.
Well done. You win.
My unstable portals were few and far between, all buried at the bottom of my deck, which is what would have given me the versatility to potentially win there. But the victory was not to be. Remember when I said that Jade Druids would be everywhere? Clearly, they're not everywhere. Perhaps something changed between last night and now. Or perhaps I just didn't encounter any of them. I'm quite happy not to have encountered them, because it meant that I saw those extremely interesting decks. And that was a few matches of Battle of the Bands. A very interesting brawl indeed. I like it when brawls are like that, forcing you to rethink how you play the game and how you build decks. There's an entirely different layer of strategy in that brawl that I can definitely appreciate. As to what brawls will be coming in the future, there will be brawls that will be linked with the end of the Year of the Mammoth and the beginning of the Year of the Dragon, and I look forward to both of them for sure. There'll likely be videos on them, just to see off the expansions that are going, and to say hello to the ones that are arriving. Well, the one to begin with. There'll be more to come in the future. And so, when we come back, folks, more Hearthstone. Very likely those tavern brawls, but who knows? There might be a deck idea that just comes to mind and I go, yes, I must make that. Get me all of the wisps and all of the snow flipper penguins. We will make this work. We probably won't make this work. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.